So here on the screen I have my 3D Mark 11 results with the GTX 560 Hawk featuring the Twin Frozer 3 cooler. Twin Frozer 3, there's the logo thing. So that's with the dual 80mm fans. You can see the Hawk logo on the PCB down there. Zoom, 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 there it is. Alright, MSI Hawk. Okay, so basically, the max overclock I was able to achieve on this particular card, I'm going to use my manual brightness settings, there we are, you can actually read that now. So I was able to turn up not only the core voltage, but also the memory voltage and auxiliary voltage because of the non-reference Hawk PCB. So I was able to get my core clock up past 1 gigahertz. Now, I was able to run benchmarks higher than this, up to about 1.05 gigahertz, but this was what I found to be 24/7 stable, okay, without temperatures going through the roof. You can't see it here, I ran the benchmark a while ago, but it peaks at around 70 degrees. Okay, shader clock is obviously locked to the core clock, as with most of the recent generation NVIDIA cards. Memory clock, you know what, doesn't have a huge impact on performance, but this is as high as I was able to get stable. Like I said, very little impact on performance though. It's all about the core clock on this particular card. So now what I'm going to do is I actually never even ran the benchmark at the reference clock speeds, so I will go ahead and run it at reference clock speeds, which actually aren't that much lower. Remember, this card is overclocked to 950 megahertz out of the box, and I will find out how much of a performance improvement we got from overclocking the graphics card. Okay, so there's clearly not much improvement in performance to be had by overclocking the GTX 560 Hawk Edition card from MSI, but there are definitely some advantages to it. So there's the fact that it doesn't cost that much more than the regular GTX 560 Twin Frozer 2. There's also the fact that it has a better PCB, which includes, I mean, among other things, okay, we've got the V checkpoints, which are here. We've also got the, where is it? What is this? Oh yeah, we've got the different profiles for the fans, so you can go to performance mode or silent mode for the fans. We've got this rigidity plate for the PCB itself to keep it from flexing when it's installed in your case, which the regular Twin Frozer 2 does not. One of the other improvements they've made to the PCB design is also the fact that the PCIe plugs come out the top of the card rather than the back of the card, which means that the overall length of it is a little bit less. You can see the Twin Frozer 2, whoa, it fell, that's no good, overhangs the PCB a little bit, whereas here it does not. The Twin Frozer 3 does not do that. You get the propeller style fans rather than the more traditional swept blade fans, and yeah, and then you get the factory overclock. So since you can't push it that much over the factory overclock, that's pretty much to be expected. We're pretty close to the limits of a GTX 560 GPU. You still get that factory overclock, which is significantly more than the 560 Ti Twin Frozer 2, which, in spite of the covered up Hawk that's down there on the PCB, because it's the same PCB as the GTX 460 Hawk, this is a true 560 Hawk, not just with a Twin Frozer cooler on it. So thank you for checking out my little overclocking adventure on the GTX 560 Hawk Edition from MSI. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.